Do you ever feel like your brain just freezes when you try to speak English? It's frustrating, right? You know the vocabulary, you know the grammar rules, but when you open your mouth, the words come out one by one. It feels robotic. You might be wondering why native speakers sound so fast and smooth, while you feel stuck. Well, I have a secret for you. It isn't about learning more difficult words. It is actually about how you glue the simple words together. Today, I am going to teach you a technique that takes just 5 minutes a day. It will completely change how you sound and help you finally speak without pausing. Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to fix a problem that almost every English learner faces. Let's be honest. One of the biggest reasons you aren't fluent yet is probably because you are focusing too much on individual words. This is totally normal. Think about how you learned English in school. You probably learned by reading books or looking at a whiteboard. When you read, you see spaces between the words. Your eyes see I am going to the store. So, your brain thinks these are all separate bricks. But when you listen to a native speaker, we don't speak in bricks. We speak in a continuous stream of water. If you focus on every single word, it slows you down. It forces your brain to work too hard. You are trying to stack bricks one by one, while native speakers are just rolling out a carpet. To fix this, we are going to use something called the chunking method. Imagine you are at the supermarket. You want to buy 5 bananas. If you pick up one banana, put it in your basket, then pick up another one, and then another one. It takes a long time, right? But if you grab a whole bunch of bananas connected together, you put them all in the basket at once. Boom, done. That is exactly what chunking is. We are going to stop treating words like single bananas and start treating them like a bunch. We are going to take 2 or 3 words and glue them together so they become one single sound. This is the secret to why some people learn to stop translating in your head and start speaking naturally. When you use chunks, you don't think about grammar, you just think about the sound. Let's break this down into a very simple 5-minute daily routine. We are going to look at 2 types of chunks, verb chunks and adverb chunks. First, let's look at verb chunks. These are the action blocks of your sentence. Take the phrase, I tend to. If you read it, it is 3 words, I tend to. But when I speak it fluently, it becomes one sound. I tenda. Can you hear that? I tenda. It almost sounds like a different language. I tend to means I usually do this. It is a habit. So, instead of thinking I, then tend, then to, I want you to memorize the sound I tenda. Let's practice this with a sentence. I tend to wake up early. Don't say, I tend to wake up early. Say, I tenda wake up early. We have 2 chunks there. I tend to and wake up early. Try it. I tend to wake up early. Let's try another common verb chunk. I am used to. This means you are accustomed to something, it feels normal for you. Native speakers don't say I am used to. We smash it together. It sounds like I'm used to. I'm used to. Let's put it into a sentence. I'm used to working alone. Say it as a chunk. I'm used to working alone. See how much faster that is? You aren't building the sentence word by word. You are just grabbing a bunch of bananas. Let's do one more verb chunk before we move on. I find it easy to. This is a great phrase. It means you are good at something. As a chunk, it sounds like, I find it easy to. Connect the find and it. Find it, find it. I find it easy to cook. I find it easy to make friends. Okay. So step 1 of your daily 5-minute practice is to pick 3 verb chunks like these and just repeat the sounds. Forget the spelling. Focus on the music of the phrase. Now, let's move to step 2. Adverb chunks. These are the phrases that tell us when or how something happens. These are great for making your sentences longer without thinking too hard. A very common one is at the moment. If you say this word by word at the moment, it sounds very robotic. Smash it together. At the moment, it almost sounds like one long word. At the moment. Another great one is by and large. This is a fancy way of saying generally or mostly. By and large. It's one smooth sound. So, now we have our building blocks. We have our verb chunks, the action, and our adverb chunks. the time or manner. Step 3 is where the magic happens. This is how you think in English without getting stuck. We are going to combine these blocks. You don't need to worry about complex grammar rules here. You just take block A and put it next to block B. Let's take at the moment and I tend to. At the moment, I tend to wake up early. Can you hear the rhythm? D-A-D-A-D-A-D-A, D-A-D-A-D-A, D-A-D-A-D-A. At the moment, I tend to wake up early. Let's try another combination. By and large, I find it easy to stay organized. By and large, I find it easy to stay organized. When you practice this at home, I want you to mix and match these chunks. It doesn't even have to make perfect logical sense. The goal here isn't to tell the truth. The goal is to get your mouth muscles moving comfortably. You could say, at the moment, I find it easy to fly to the moon. Obviously, that is not true. You cannot fly to the moon, but for your fluency practice, it is a perfect sentence. You are training your tongue to connect the sounds. This is actually a really important point. Many students get stuck because they are afraid of making a mistake or saying something silly. But if you want to improve, you have to let go of that fear. Treat this like a gym workout for your mouth. So, here is your 5-minute routine. This is exactly what you should do every morning. Minute 1. Pick 3 verb chunks. Say them out loud. I tenda, am used to, I'd like to. Just get the rhythm. Minute 2. Pick 3 adverb chunks. At the moment. In the meantime. As a matter of fact. Repeat them until they sound like one word. Minute 3 and 4. Start building sentences. Mix them up. As a matter of fact, I'm used to getting up late. In the meantime, I tend to drink coffee. Just keep building. It's like Lego bricks. You just click them together. Now, for the final minute, minute 5, I want you to try something a little more advanced. I want you to tell a mini story. Don't panic. It doesn't have to be a novel. You are just going to chain these sentences together. Let me give you an example of a mini story using the chunks we practiced today. Listen to the flow. At the moment, I tend to be very busy. By and large, I am used to working hard, but I find it easy to get tired. So, at the end of the day, I tend to relax. Did you hear that? I wasn't searching for words. I was just moving from one chunk to the next. At the moment, greater than I tend to, greater than by and large, greater than I am used to. When you do this yourself, record your voice on your phone. I know. Nobody likes listening to their own voice. It can be cringeworthy, but it is the best way to hear if you are pausing too much. Listen back and ask yourself, did I sound like a robot, or did I flow like water? If you do this simple drill every single day, you are going to stop seeing English as a million little separate words. You will start seeing patterns, and once your brain recognizes patterns, fluency happens naturally. You won't have to translate from your native language anymore because you will have these ready-to-go sounds in your pocket. Remember, fluency is a habit. It is not knowledge. You can know every word in the dictionary and still not be fluent. Fluency comes from your mouth, not just your brain. So you have to physically practice these sounds. Start with the ones we did today. I tend to, I'm used to, by and large. Once you master these, find new ones. Listen to movies or YouTube videos and try to spot the chunks. When you hear a phrase like checking it out, don't write down check and out. Write down the sound checking it out. It is a simple shift in mindset, but it yields massive results. I really hope you give this method a try. It is small, it is easy, but it is powerful. Consistency is key here. Just 5 minutes, every day, and you will see the change. If you found this tip helpful and you want to learn more simple techniques to improve your English, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the video reach more people like you. And don't forget to subscribe to 10-Minute English Academy for more straightforward, easy to follow lessons. I'll see you in the next video.